Welcome back. Futures this morning with a firmer tone. We are expecting a higher opening for stocks. The Dow Industrial is off 58 right now, 58 points. The NASDAQ is up 51. President Trump last night listing the economic achievements in his first year back in office for his historic State of the Union speech. Watch this.
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast. And the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office.
Joining me now is Dominari Securities CEO Kyle Wohl. Kyle, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Your reaction to the economic points that the president made last night?
Yeah, I think the speech was absolutely amazing, and I agree with Speaker McCarthy and harking back to Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, but I'm going to focus more on the markets here. I think there's a message, whether it's Trump's speech here or what Marco Rubio was talking about in Munich, it's about the best is yet to come. It's about American dominance in industries like drone technology, AI, quantum computing, going and getting critical resources from all over the world and bringing them back to the United States of America. And so we don't have a dependence upon China, and really making America the leader in the industries that are at the forefront and creating new jobs and in new industries. And I think he laid that out last night. Not only did he talk about the greatness of the hockey team and being proud to be an American again and everything about that, but he's really laying a message that we need to dominate these industries that are critical to the United States, where they're going to give us the jobs that we need here in the United States. So I love the speech last night, Maria. I thought it was great.
It's such a great point that you make. And Speaker, let me bring you in on this, Kevin, because, you know, you're right now in a different role and in touch with businesses really across the world. So are we at this new crossroad in terms of policy meeting business expectations for growth?
Oh, exactly. And what I have seen in the last year, we were so far behind when it came to critical minerals, when it's really to have a focus where business and government was working together to get that extra synergy. I haven't seen something like this that you talk maybe back to after the 40s or the 80s. We see this whole rejuvenation. And it's not only just spurring our economy. He made a very good point. It's changing Europe to look internally as well. Yeah. So it's reshifted the world.
And there's a reason, Kyle, that we're seeing so much money move into tech and defense tech in particular. When you look at how AI is changing defense, I mean, yesterday you had all three major indices finished higher, largely led by AI companies, tech. The Dow was up better than 350 points, shrugging off an earlier AI-driven sell-off. The president announced a new strategy on AI data center costs last night. Here's what he said. Watch this.
I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory, so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community.
And this is another place where policy is meeting business, because there was some pushback about data center build-out from Democrats who said, look, you know, it's eating our power. Software stocks bounced it back after Anthropic's latest partnership announcement, quelling the concerns about AI displacing the sector. AMD yesterday up better than 8%. It made a deal with Meta, valued at over $100 billion, to buy 6 gigawatts of its AI computing power, potentially giving Meta an up to 10% stake in the chip maker. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon also did a call with analysts earlier in the week. He said AI is already reshaping the bank's workforce with huge redeployment plans for employees affected by automation. Kyle, as an investor, how do you look at this?
Yeah, I think the president knows how to pivot. He hears when people are talking about prices of energy is going up. He's like, you know what? Why don't Microsoft and Google, they can go ahead and pay for it, all right? But also, going back to the critical resources, when you're talking about AI and Anduril and these defense companies, right, you need to have tungsten. Without something like tungsten, we cannot shoot rockets into space. We cannot have cruise missiles. And we have to secure these critical minerals that actually help the homeland, but also will spur on the space industry and the defense industry. And that's where I see a lot of the money. I have people calling me all the time saying, Kyle, can we invest in rare earth? And I'm like, rare earth is a broad term. We need to focus on critical minerals that really are going to spur the AI and the rocketry industry. So I think it's a boom time for that industry.
Yeah, it's a great point, and money is moving into that space as well. I mentioned defense tech, but you're right. Hard assets, critical minerals, ever more important. Okay, let's talk Nvidia. The company reports earnings after the bell tonight. Analysts are expecting a strong quarter driven by robust data center and AI chip demand. The expectations call for fourth quarter revenue to surge close to $66 billion. We're also watching commentary on the hyperscaler CapEx spending, the Blackwell and Rubin chip rollouts, and the impact of XAI Grok, that acquisition. Take a look at Nvidia versus the NASDAQ. Over the past year, it has well outperformed. As you can see, Nvidia up 48%, the NASDAQ up 18%, Kyle. Do you worry about valuations here? Would you put new money to work in the stock today?
Probably not today. I'm long Nvidia. I'm not selling Nvidia. I buy it on dips. I think that every time I'm on your show, Maria, we're talking about Nvidia and the earnings, and they beat the earnings. If you look at even the deal a couple days ago, yeah, it's all the time. I mean, you and I were talking about this 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion, 4 trillion. It's going to be 5 trillion pretty soon, in my opinion.
Well, it hit 5 trillion. It did hit 5 trillion last year, right? In the intra-market. It didn't close it.
Absolutely. And that's if you look at what Meta just spent the money with Nvidia, then they said they're going to spend money on AMD, and AMD went up 8%. There's too much money out there, and Nvidia is the absolute leader right now. So until someone comes and really challenges Nvidia, I would not be selling this stock.
And EJ, this is part of the macro story.
Right, exactly. And it's amazing how much investment we are seeing just absolutely pour into the country, right? And it's going into infrastructure, it's going into these tech stocks. Yeah. And this was all really made possible, I think, because of the trade deals that the president has been able to get done in the last year.
Very good point. Kyle, it's great to have you this morning. Thank you. We will check in soon. Kyle Wool joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.